Yo, what's going on? I'm going to talk to you today about blending the major and minor pentatonic sound over a pretty standard chord progression in the A major tonality. So traditionally that would be conducive to the F sharp major pentatonic scale. So before I move on, I'm going to link a video, kablam, right there. And that is a video that I did earlier on blending the major and minor pentatonic scales together in a cohesive way. So most lessons that I've seen say, here is the minor pentatonic box shape that we all know and love. And then moving that same shape down 3 frets. And there you have it. You have now accessed the major pentatonic sound over the minor progression or a blues progression, whatever it is. I don't really like that because I have tendencies in this minor pentatonic shape, you know? And if I move down, I tend to play the same way. So I like to use the second position to teach people how to use the major pentatonic scale in order to make more cohesive melodies. So instead of having this shape, the minor pentatonic, and then moving that same thing down 3 frets, we would actually take the second position of this major pentatonic and have this. So here's our minor pentatonic shape starting on the 5th fret. And here is our major pentatonic shape, also starting on the 5th fret. So with that understanding in mind, I think it's a lot easier to play more fluidly and not sound like a robot when you're trying to get started with the concept of blending major and minor pentatonic shapes. So if you're interested in that, then go check out that video that I linked. But really, I'm going to kind of demonstrate using colors because everybody likes colors. Unless you're colorblind, then I'm sorry. But I'm going to demonstrate using different phrasing and tonalities. So when you see a blue color, that means I'm in the minor pentatonic tonality, and when you see a red color, that means I'm in the major pentatonic tonality. And you can see how I like to move between the shapes, and I'll go over a couple different concepts, a couple different frames of mind that I have while I'm improvising, so that way maybe you can implement them into your own guitar playing. So the first thing you need to understand when you are improvising using these different tonalities is, what chords are you playing over? So the chord progression that I'm going to use is an A major to C sharp minor to D major, and then it's going to repeat A major, C sharp minor, D major, and then it's going to go F major, G major. So over those chords, certain notes are going to clash depending on which scale, the major or minor, you're in. So over this progression, that's kind of right out of the A major scale. So it's very conducive for the F sharp major pentatonic sound because that is derived from this F sharp Aeolian. Obviously, there are more notes in the actual Aeolian mode. But with the pentatonic, we know that there's only 5 notes plucked out of that mode. So if you are seeing an A major progression, you will be very pleased and satisfied by playing that F sharp major pentatonic sound. If you're using the minor pentatonic over an A major progression, it's going to have that note, which doesn't really work. So over these 3 chords, the F sharp major pentatonic is going to be your friend. And then when this chord change happens, that's where the A minor is going to come into play. So I'll show you how I blend those together. The first way that I do it is setting up the minor tonality. So what I mean by setting up a tonality is when this chord change happens, if this chord is the last chord before, I'll start playing in the minor pentatonic over this D chord. So that way, when this chord change happens, it resolves. And you'll see this with the colors that I put on the video, but just know that as the colors change, even though technically I said the F sharp major pentatonic works well over these first three chords, I just want you to know that the reason I am straying from that tonality early is because I am setting up that minor tonality to happen, so sort of like a tension and release, if you will. So as you can see there, using these two tonalities, the minor pentatonic and the major pentatonic, is really dependent on the chords that you're playing over, so you have to understand what the intervals are. You know, if there's a clashing interval in the minor pentatonic, like this G, it's not going to sound good over an A major progression which has a G sharp. If that is kind of foreign to you, then you should check out my course. It's called Guitar Super System. It is linked in the description below, and it will tell you all about what scales work over which chords and why they work over which chords, and it'll also show you how to implement that knowledge into your guitar playing. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you learned a little something. Check out that other major and minor pentatonic video that I mentioned in the beginning of the video if you're interested in that, and I'll see you next time.